If this is what you guys choose, right, then I have my stand on.
This really harms our industry's reputation. Do you have anything to say about that?
There's only so much that I can do.
Let's talk about accountability.
I want the homeowners to be happy.
Hi everyone, welcome to this episode of the SIXiDER Show, where we ask tough questions to the designers, merchants and vendors related to the interior design industry. Today we have a special guest. We have Jason Wang from Interior Times. As I understand, Interior Times is actually a very big company. They have close to 200 IDs in that company, making them one of the largest interior design firms in Singapore. Jason, welcome to our show. And can I ask, what's the secret behind the 200 staff and as well as the background of yourself and Interior Times?
Hey, hello, Ashley. Okay, thank you for the invite for the podcast. So basically, right, I think the secret is having friends to join us. Like example, an ID draw their friends to, join on board with the firm.
So basically, it's like a lot of friends and family members actually make up the staff strength in Interior Times.
Yes, you're right.
Wow. But still 200 is a lot.
Yeah, because 1 lead to 10, 10 lead to 100 something like that.
That's also through a very short period of time.
Yep.
So yourself, how many years in the industry?
Myself around 9 years. I started I think 2017. So I joined actually Interior Times in 2021.
And Interior Times is around for how long?
I think the main brand was 2018 if I'm not wrong.
So it's actually also not very long, substantially long, but at the same time, you've also grown quite a fair bit. Can I understand, Interior Times has HDB license and
Yes.
any other licenses?
Yes, we actually have HB license. We even have case trust. I'm not sure whether RCMA membership considered as one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then BSAFE level 3.
What about you? What's your superpower? How do you become a director of Interior Times?
Be attentive to my homeowners. Then as the opportunity goes, especially Mr. Brian Lim approached me, and then I have the chance to be one of the directors in Interior Times.
Brian is the founder lah.
Of course, of
Okay.
course.
Next time we must get him here for our show.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay, we've invited you here because one of the topic that we want to discuss is actually about ghosting. And the thing here is not so much about homeowner ghosting us, it's more like renovators ghosting homeowners. And so it's different. So why would a renovator or interior designer ghost a homeowner? So one of the questions is that, let's say a homeowner meets an ID, come to a showroom. Hi Jason, this is my home, I want to do this, and then after that, this is my budget, I want to do modern classical. Okay, next week, can I see the quotation? Then your reply is yes. Then after that, right, the homeowner call you, but I cannot get you. I call, I text, but you don't reply me. Is there any reason why an ID would ghost the homeowner? Wouldn't they want business?
Of course, I think every ID wants business, but from top of my head, I think maybe the ID is inexperienced. Then they choose not to seek help. So just leave the homeowner there, which is not good. Yeah. Another thing, maybe they might not so-called renovate like a landed house before or condo before. So it's something different from what they used to do.
Basically, the ID a bit scared This project is a bit difficult.
Yes.
And so they decided to abandon.
Not say abandon as such, but
Delay.
or maybe they should seek help That's what I usually tell my IDs.
That they kind of drag it out. But by dragging, actually, it harms the relationship.
Precisely.
Also harm the reputation.
Yes.
So that's one of the reasons. What about cases whereby maybe the designer find that the customer difficult to deal with? You think there's a possibility?
Yes, but usually if my IDs have this type of owner, right, I will usually handle myself. I like challenges. Yeah, so if let's say today I encounter this owner, then able to so-called settle their needs, then the next time round, if I encounter such owner again, then it's easier.
So it may not be the customer is difficult. It could be the subject or the project itself has challenges. And it's largely due to whether the designer has the experience dealing with this kind of customer in this kind of project. And if let's say they are not so familiar, then they may drag or they may so-called ghost the homeowner. But in those kind of situations, that's still quite okay, right? Because at the end of the day, it just means that, okay, you don't want to take my job, I go and find another ID. But what about situations whereby if let's say the homeowner actually pay a deposit to the ID firm already, and then the renovator or the designer decides to ghost. We don't talk about the fact that it's considered a bit like scam lah.
Okay.
But we talk about the kind of impact. Let's say the ID goes to the homeowner. What will happen to this project as well as this ID? Let's say in your company, if you find out that your staff is doing something like that.
Because for us, right, we usually have a good chat. So every homeowner that pay the deposit, right, we have a good chat with myself and the manager inside, of course with the ID and homeowners. So we will always monitor the good chats, especially my managers. If one fine day there's like, after signing, like maybe a week, there's no talking in the good chat, we will question the ID to minimize misunderstanding and such, because we strongly encourage homeowners to talk in the group chat so that we, as the head of the company, knows what's going on throughout the whole project. So if one fine day the ID decide to leave, we still can take over the project smoothly.
So let me reiterate. At the start of, let's say, confirmation, a group chat will be created.
Yep.
Yourself, the staff's manager, that staff itself, and the homeowner will have this group chat. All be inside this group chat, and then that's where all the interactions should happen.
Yes.
And that's how you monitor lah.
Yep.
But would there be a situation whereby they say, hey, the boss inside, we don't want to talk so much, they go and create another group chat outside?
Of course, but again, like I say, we strongly encourage homeowners to actually talk in the group chat. It's also to protect the homeowners, because sometimes the ID may promise the homeowner, say, oh, got this free gift or what's not, but it's not inside the quotation. So end of the day, companies said we should always follow what is being signed, not what's being promised by the ID. So one fine day, if halfway through the ID left, then say, oh, the ID say promise this, then we can't honor this because there's not inside in the conversation.
And you have like so many staff, right? That's a lot of group chats. Every morning you wake up, you go through like literally hundreds of messages.
Yeah, around there.
You won't kiss out.
Usually I just browse through. Okay, until, example, if really something that need my help, the ID should always sound out to the manager or myself. Not until when it's too late, when everything is being built up, then that's when the homeowner complains.
Yeah, in a way you have to have practiced some foresight lah. Like actually you can tell if the tone, the customer got a bit of like the tone is not right already, right? I think you will know can step in already.
Yeah.
So in that kind of situation, in a way your company avoid having issues whereby after homeowner pay deposit, your staff would go because you're inside, and in a way you're monitoring so that you make sure that they would not go. But have you heard of situations where I'm sure you have lah, right? People collect money then disappear. This really harms our industry's reputation.
Definitely.
You have anything to say about that?
Actually, I encountered such people in my company before. So they take the deposit. By certain means, they promise the homeowner to pay now directly to them. So always pay now to the company, okay? So basically, right, if you
pay now through UEN.
UEN, okay?
Don't pay through some account.
Yeah, because when they so-called pay now to the ID's number, right, then the ID can disappear.
Yeah.
Then that's very hard for us to actually chase back the money, because indeed you're paying to the ID, not to the company. Then it's hard for us to fulfill.
This one is CBT, criminal breach of trust.
Yes. So there's such case before, but we handle it well lah. So a lot of things that we told the homeowner to actually make a police report, because it's really out of our control. Yes, it's our staff.
But they signed the contract with your company.
Yes, correct.
But the money went to his pocket.
Went to the ID's pocket. So I don't know, maybe a sweet talker lah. I don't know lah. So homeowners, please transfer always UEN.
For that kind of case, the homeowner, you recommend the homeowner to lodge police report. Then what about the impact to the project? Because it's still signed to your company,
Somehow or rather, we still managed to finish the project. But of course, just like what I said just now, what being promised by the ID, right, we can't fulfill. So we explain to homeowners, and luckily the homeowner is reasonable. They also know what's going on. So we still take the responsibility. Example, let's say a 5 feet wardrobe, then we'll just do it.
If it's small money, I guess it's still okay.
Yes, correct.
But if let's say, and this is some ID previously who came here and say that, they got this auntie, uncle, and then probably 棺材本 already, and then they pay like 20,000, and then suddenly the fella just run away with the money. it's very difficult for them to dong another 20,000 for the homeowner.
Actually, I took over projects whereby my client was so-called scammed by another so-called designer from another company lah. So I took over the project. So I explained to them that there's only so much that I can do. Maybe you can take a bank loan or what to finish the project, or we try to finish as long as you can move in. We do whatever we can within your budget for you guys to move in.
So that scenario is not a project that came through Interior Times. It was another ID.
Yes, correct.
Then after they gonna scam already, they find you guys.
It's so-called refer lah. So yeah, so if they refer me earlier, then I don't think this kind of thing will happen lah.
But sometimes it happens not because they don't have choice, no. It's probably because when they meet 5 IDs and then there's this guy, A, sweet talker, B, they made the quotation until like it's an offer they cannot refuse. So nice, so good, got free this, free that. Then they will take one ma.
Yeah, so that's why sometimes when it's too good to be true, beware lah. Yeah, because sometimes number one, maybe the company needs to roll the money for the subcons or what's not. Number two, they are just up to scam.
So which means to homeowners, right, if there are telltale signs that they are kind of desperate, the quotation is way cheaper than the whole market's range. Plus the fact that every now and then they may ghost you, then these are red flags that the ID got some problem on.
Yeah.
Because serious business owners or serious interior designers who are in the industry want to do good, want to protect their reputation, A, should not ghost you.
Confirm.
Yeah, because they want their own reputation.
Yep.
And B, their pricing should be around there one. Usually it's more expensive, it cannot be cheaper. If it's very cheap, not healthy already. Something is wrong somewhere.
Yeah.
Ghosting can be so many things. One is pay deposit. The other one is like lack of experience. Another one could be maybe denial. And I cite from example. I know some IDs, right? Once the project run already, right, and the projects keep having problem. Let's say the tiles lay got problem, wrong color lay, or maybe didn't go and visit the job site. Then the tiles delivered wrongly. The tiler also go and lay wrongly. Then everything like wrong all the way, right? The ID don't know how to face the customer, and then maybe 逃避现实 Got this kind of scenario or not?
So far, don't have lah from my side, because we always ask the IDs to go on site to double check, example, the correct tiles are being delivered, to make sure that the tiles are being laid with what the homeowner wants or what's being discussed.
Maybe you share with me the steps. After collect deposit, sign off drawing, I suppose, sign off drawing, sign off quotation. Is there a site briefing together with the homeowner? And then what are the times that they will go to job site to like update progress to the homeowner?
Usually once the project started, right, we won't get the homeowner involved as much because number one, hacking or tiling work is dirty. We will only get the homeowners in whereby we want to talk about the electrical works. Yeah.
It means hacking done, clear out the debris already.
Yes, so that it's safer for the homeowners also.
Visit the site to go through electrical, plumbing as well.
Yes, of course. That was maybe the later stage already.
Okay. Then after that, they will continue to do the work. Then at what stage they come in again?
Plumbing works, so when
Plumbing
they
works, okay. So
most
electrical,
of the
then plumbing.
Yeah, so most of the time, right, we will always update the homeowners via the group chat by IDs lah. They will take some photos whether what's being done today. Of course, they won't be there all the time, confirm. Okay, but all the important stuff they must be there. Example, hacking. If they hack the wrong thing, jalan already. Yeah, so like even laying tiles, must ensure the color is right. Then install carpentry works, make sure that the wires are correct. Before they actually install. Then the painting.
Carpentry.
Yeah, carpentry I think is most important one.
What about defects? How many times? Okay, this is from experience also lah. There are IDs who also goes after like they feel that okay, I already service your defect 3 times already. Then you still got defect the 4th time, 5th time. Maybe they feel like 搞liao, don't want to entertain already, so they ghost. What are the policies you have for your company?
My own experience usually is the paintings will have this type of so-called defects. Other than that, even carpentry works, right, we will definitely so-called rectify the defects as soon as possible because we have 60 months warranty also.
5 years?
Yep.
Wow, that means from handover lah.
Of course.
From handover, then after that, defects is included inside this 60 months.
Yes, defects.
Everything.
Yes.
So the merchandise from, let's say, the tabletop and all that, all included inside.
Yes, correct. Any defects lah.
I see. What happens if, let's say, the ID leaves that company? If the homeowner has, let's say, 2 years down the road, the ID left already lah, how can they report let's say, a warranty issue?
Again, because of the group chat.
Also, group chat is still open.
Yes, so regardless the house is sent over or not, the group chat is still there. So like if the homeowner got any question, again, please do not PM the IDs. Yeah, sometimes just go directly in the group chat so that the manager is aware or even myself is aware.
So you have a very, how should I say, big brother tight control on everything.
This is to let the homeowners have a peace of mind also lah. Yeah, because I realize sometimes like the previous company or other companies, they always do one-to-one. So the ID will talk to the homeowners. Then after that, there's some miscommunication. So the manager or the boss is very hard to step in. Like who to believe? Like I follow quotation or follow what the ID say. If the ID over-promise, how?
At the very least, right, it's like homeowners sign the contract with the company. IDs will come and go, but the liability, warranty, and the support should still be fulfilled by the company.
Correct.
So I guess the WhatsApp really helped. But the protocol is, will you guys issue a warranty cert?
Yes, actually, whenever we hand over, right, we also ask the homeowner to give us feedback also. So there's a cert. Not say cert a form for
feedback form.
Yes, correct. So that's also served as a warranty card.
Okay, so the feedback form, they give you the feedback already, then inside the feedback form there is like a warranty.
There's something because you go write the date. So it serves as a warranty notice.
So far, in your experience, right, has there been any projects that are really challenging in terms of, let's say, customers giving you a tough time or the design challenge is a bit too much for you, and then you step in, meaning that this is not your project. Your staff do then do halfway already, you step in. And what was the project about?
Okay, so it's actually my own case. This homeowner, relative just across the house. So her so-called requirement is do the exact same thing for the kitchen, for the wardrobes and everything lah.
So you did this house and then they...
No, I didn't do the house.
Oh.
I didn't do the so-called relative house.
Okay.
The same floor. So I went there, I see, okay. So I just do. Then they choose the color, I do everything, fabricate already. Then one fine day they say, hey, the kitchen is not correct. Because the old house, right? Because in the olden days, we do the top cabinet is 350. And our time, right, it's actually 300 because to save the material for the carpenters. So they measured is wrong. Wow. I have to redo the whole capacity for the top side. Yeah, then I kinda whacked by the homeowners. I still honor, okay, because they actually did say they want the exact same thing. It's also my fault to assume that it's always 300. So when I measured, it's 350.
For those homeowners who are not that informed, right, he's referring to the kitchen base cabinet. Our standard is 600 mm for the base cabinet, the depth.
Yes.
And then the top hung, the standard is about half that. Usually it's more shallow because as you are preparing, right, the cabinet cannot be the same depth because it will hit your head. Yep. Yeah, it will hit your head. So usually it's more shallow. But 300 is still sufficient to put barang-barang.
Yes.
But in today's context, some people would like to push a bit more because things more and more already. So in your case right now, this specific case, 50 mm different.
Yes. So I have to redo the whole thing.
The whole top hung cannot use it because the side you also can see the gap.
Yes, so I cannot add the 50 so I have to redo the whole thing. But at least I can use back the doors lah. So still okay lah.
This kind of situation, ideally, would you think that maybe some design drawings would help?
Actually, there is design drawings.
There's still design drawings.
They just say, I want the exact same thing. So they also never go and check the drawings. Yeah, of course I can fault them also lah, but that's not what I wanted lah. I want the homeowners to be happy. I think my fault is more lah because I didn't explain to them it's actually 350. 300 instead of 350 for the depth.
Actually, this thing is a bit hard lah. Why I say this is because there are certain sizes, right, that the industry practice as standard. Even us as designers, when we study this, it's called ergonomics. Chinese 人体工学. Like your countertop from floor up standard, 850, 950 is your max. But some people are really tall.
Yes.
Then when they bend and wash the sink or and then the sink they go and buy those very deep. So the fellow wash after about 2 weeks they will call SD. I think something wrong with my kitchen. Why you design my kitchen cabinet like that? Because there's so many components, right? It's not just the countertop already. Countertop is the right height, but then the kitchen sink so deep. Then it ends up they bend down a little bit more, also very uncomfortable.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, so actually I would think that to a certain extent the homeowner cannot say, I want to follow exactly. Follow exactly may not be the same because unless the homeowner is the same size, same build, same way of usage, right? Follow exactly is still not actual exactly one. My personal advice is Still must talk. Still
Yeah,
must
have to
really-
lah, have to lah. Because it's partially my fault lah, because I take it granted lah, like, wow, 350. I didn't know. I thought it's 300. Yeah, so I didn't actually measure, you know.
Yeah.
But I did measure the height lah. So the height is okay for the kitchen height. So only the top part, the depth, got problem. Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah. But so for these 9 years, only got this one mistake. You very
Not
good
say
already,
not say mistake lah, I would say lah. Yeah lah. But I seldom do mistakes lah. Seldom. Because every time I will learn lah. Got one time is wrong laminate, because they touch the material, right? They thought it's the actual, but that was just a sample. So when it comes to on site, right, wow, again change the whole doors. But luckily the homeowner still understanding lah. So we just change the whole doors. But the carpentry sizes are okay, because they have their own requirements. Like example, like just now what you mentioned is 850 to 950. So the homeowner actually wanted 900 for the kitchen depth, the height.
Okay, so I got this interesting scenario, and this is a real scenario, right? Because I have a friend who ever tell me this story, and I'm just thinking, right, like if it's in your hands, how will you deal with it, lah? So on the subject of ghosting, lah, you know, there are certain laminates that are a bit cloudy looking one, patchy one, right? So he actually used that material, right, for a table, a study desk. So it's a laminate. Then it looks patchy, running tone one. But because of the patchiness on the tabletop, it looks like got one line. This color is a bit darker, that side is a bit lighter. The homeowner keep telling the ID that there's something dirty on your laminate. And because when they choose, right, you know, usually they see from the small color chip.
Correct.
Even the A4 also cannot see.
The entire piece.
Entire thing. So she keep insisting that this one cannot accept. And keep telling him that this one is wrong, this one got fault, this one got issue. The ID actually bring the supplier down and explain that this is not dirty, this is part of the look, it's running tone. But homeowner keep insisting that I want to change. At some point, the ID just decide to abandon, ghost the customer. The last 5% also don't want to take.
Okay.
What do you think we can do about this?
I will actually order a new piece of the laminate to show the homeowners that it's exactly the thing that you choose.
Order just to show.
Yes. Yeah, because I got one time also, the homeowner say the tile is hollow. So I asked the tiler, come hack. Hollow, right? You say, I hack in front of him. Yeah, so when the thing tile is right, they say, where got hollow? I try my best to fulfill what the owner wants, but sometimes if this is what you guys choose, right, then I have my stand one. Yeah, I'm not like a pleaser kind.
If there's a way to prove your point, you will still do it.
Correct. Unless they say it's okay, we can change the top, I can pay the extra. Yes, I will change that.
Okay, so what your point you're trying to say, why you would buy another piece, right, is A, to show that it's not about money.
Yes, correct.
It's not about money. It's really this piece of laminate got issue. Not issue, but rather
the running tone.
Yeah, running tone is the design,
Yes.
but you cannot accept.
Yes.
Now, if you cannot accept, we can say you want to change another one, we can talk. But if you say, this one spoiled, I don't want to change, that one's no.
Yeah.
That's your point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, if let's say there's a defect, there's a real defect, confirm, I will change. Yeah, I will always honor my works lah. But if let's say this is based on the laminate itself, and I can even ask the laminate company, the salesperson to come down and have a look, and everything is okay, then I will order a big piece, just to send to the house and let them see.
But I think nowadays, because a lot of laminate company, they have experience center already.
Yes.
So you can save that money.
Yeah.
You can just tell them, hey, go to this experience center, pull out the lurch.
Yes, correct. So for example, this type of patchy designs, right, or even marble design, I always encourage the homeowners to go down to the laminate company to see the actual thing, so that they know what they are expecting. Yeah. So to prevent the incident you just mentioned.
It's important. I think that's the thing. To a certain extent, homeowner will rely on the fact that, I hire a professional. Professional should do that work for me. But back to like just now the kitchen cabinet, everyone's body is different. Everyone's eyes see things differently also. Yes. So everyone will have a different perspective, and it's important to, like, you yourself must convince yourself first. Then that one clear already, then you can tell the designer what you want. Then the designer's job is to fulfill. Now, let's talk about accountability. Ghosting is a very common, serious problem in the industry, especially when they feel that the designer is not responding. And to a certain extent, I think the homeowner is right in the sense that if I pay you money, I expect an answer from you if I ask you a question. But sometimes it can be too much. If let's say one ID is serving 5 homeowners at any given time, and if every customer think of something, ask one time, the whole day itself is flooded with messages. What do you think? What is a fair thing? I personally don't think that not responding is the right thing now. Of course, we must respond. But is it fair to say, give me some time, end of the day, I shall reply you? What is your thought on this?
I think it's fair lah. Even when I was still an ID, I actually run the site based on north, south, east, west. So basically, if today the west side owner want to meet me, I will say, sorry, today I cannot meet you. Maybe tomorrow or the day after. So actually,
Because today feng shui
yes,
is at north.
not say feng shui lah, but I will run all my jobs out of the north, and all my jobs out of the south or what sort lah. So I plan it this way. So I don't ghost my owner. Even like what you say, example, we can reply them end of the day, but never ghost them lah. Because they entrusted their home to you, we have the responsibility.
Besides WhatsApp, right? What other tools you think may be useful for this sharing of information or updating the homeowner? Do you all practice Google Drive, things like that? Like upload pictures?
As of now, no. Maybe I'm old lah. Because Google Drive, this type of thing, sometimes the homeowner doesn't know how to use also. So I think WhatsApp, as of now in Singapore, is still popular lah for the older generations. Because the new generations use Telegram lah, got Instagram lah to talk, all this. So for WhatsApp, I think still okay lah in this industry.
Let's talk about again back to the ghosting issue, right? Do you think that accreditations, like for example, case trust, do they play a part in helping homeowners safeguard their interests? Meaning that they feel more secure that, okay, at least your firm is case trust, your guys should have good fundamentals and they will not ghost me.
Not as such, because for case trust, right, they actually audit the terms and conditions. So it actually protects the homeowners more lah. Homeowners should always find case trusted companies. Yeah, but in terms of ghosted, right, this one really depends on an ID. So whether case trust or not, if the ID is inexperienced or what, or very busy, or maybe no interest of doing the work anymore, right, they will ghost the homeowner lah. So that's when the manager of the ID or myself will take over.
Have you ever heard of the designer? Very atas, very got the say one. So much so they are like a 名厨 like that. Like, I'm in a happy mood, I reply you. I'm not in a happy mood, I don't reply you.
So far, no lah. So
You
far,
have not heard of a designer like that?
Yeah,
Okay.
don't have.
I do know that there are designers like that one. It's almost like their works are award winning lah. So they got a queue one. Homeowners actually will wait for them. And then they actually got attitude problem. They ghost. They ghost is like, when I'm in the mood, I will answer you. And I do know quite a few designers like that. They have their works always on newspaper and all that. And according to my interaction with this designer is that Mondays to Friday is the only time that I'll talk to you. Past 7 p.m, don't text me. I won't reply to you.
Work-life balance.
Yes lah, to a certain extent, but I do feel that when you enter the residential renovation market, you really cannot use this term, especially when you come to Tao. Yeah, because residential projects are, firstly, homeowners are all out there working.
Yes.
Then they are only free in the evening, weekends, and holiday.
Correct.
And then all this time you also want to rest on the weekend, rest on the evening, and rest on the holiday. Then it's how you service your customer.
Usually lah, I would say a fair bit, maybe after 10, when you can so-called not say ignore the messages, maybe can reply them in the morning. Yeah, but some owners will still text you guys or my guys, or even call them through even through the midnight. So it's actually up to the individual lah, see how they going to manage their time. Because at the end of the day, tomorrow morning is a brand new day. You still have a job time to run. So we always expect the IDs to be, at least wake up at 9:30.
Here's your chance to tell the homeowners whether is it right or wrong that they still text or call in the midnight. If they really call in the midnight, something is wrong somewhere.
Confirm.
Fire already.
Confirm. Actually, I received a call before, not my project lah, my manager's project. So I received a call before, I think around 11 plus. So they called me. I went down. I remember it was at Yishun. So end up the aircon guy did not do the outlet. So the homeowner just moved in. So they switched on the aircon whole day ma. So at night, the water started dripping through the floors. So I went up and
So they never run the pipe, so the thing just drip lah.
Yeah, the aircon
condensation.
not from our side lah. So the homeowner engaged their own. So they didn't do the outlet. So it actually dripped through the so-called walls, the structure. So all dripped all the way down. So the a lot of so-called neighbors lah all complain lah. So I came and go and investigate lah. So I found the problem lah. So the next day is solved lah. But I will also tell them because water still dripping. So it's not like once we solve the problem, right, we will stop immediately. So there will be some seepage lah.
Put the pail there and then
Yeah,
let it
have
finish
to.
dripping lah.
Yeah, have to.
But it's also to kind of minimize the damage lah.
Correct. But usually lah, not say that cannot, but if let's say your homeowner calls you in the middle of the night, right, usually it's an emergency lah. Yeah, so I always pick up the call.
Jason, honestly, I don't know you for very long, but from the things that you are explaining to me, I can feel that you're very responsible. And I think realistically speaking, it's really not easy to manage that many salespeople and just to look at all the messages on the daily, right? That routine itself is like, wow, very scary. It's almost like 好像你坐在马桶那边你都要看批奏章啊。
No lah, actually that's why your schedule is important lah. Like example, I will cater certain hours of my day, of my time lah, to go through the messages. Of course, maybe I cannot go through all at once lah. Then I will go on the next day lor.
Okay. Lastly, do you have any advice on, let's say, designers who may want to join you and your team, and whether there are any 条件 to 入门?
My advice is don't try, do.
Fail, learn again.
Every mistake you make is a step nearer to success.
Last part of our podcast, right, is we have a tradition at the SIXiDER Show, right, is that a previous guest would leave behind an interesting question, and then you can leave another question to your next guest. But this question, right, actually, I find it very interesting. If your leadership, right, or business style is a movie title, what would it be and why?
Maybe The Wolf of Wall Street.
The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Because it's the way Jordan Belfort actually runs the company and how he drills his so-called staff to be a better salesperson. So I think if let's say I want to put in the movie title, maybe that will be it.
Yeah, I remember the character has a line which is basically to sell a pencil.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
if you want to sell a pencil, right,
Some pen.
you don't talk about the pencil, but
Yeah.
you talk about the
The
purpose of the pencil.
Precisely. So I think this is the basically what the industry needs. Whenever we come to sales, right, people always talk, oh, the pen is how fancy, but they forget one main thing. Do they actually need the pen? So yeah, I think it works the same in the industry, in ID or any industry lah. Whether does the homeowner want this? So we always must ask, then listen to what they actually wants.
And I think with that, right, we've come to the end of this interesting episode of the SIXiDER Show. Thank you, Jason, for joining us, and we hope that one day we can also get Brian come and share with us how he found you and how he founded Interior Times. So that's it, and thank you so much. Bye, guys.
Bye.